Awesome. Awesome. Okay, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, you can't see me. I was having some technical difficulties, and so I am unable to use my camera. Apparently, if you run it out of battery, it still doesn't work on the live stream. So that's interesting news to me. So let's go ahead and get started. Where did we leave off last time? But before that, I'm Buddy Lindsay. This is Go Rust, and we are going to learn Rust. And this is a weekly live stream that I do in order to figure out and learn how to code in Rust, which is something I've always wanted to do. So with that in mind, we've been working on an application to handle doing API calls to YouTube so that I can use that information to be able to make more interesting titles for content that I create for my other channel, Lindsay Acres Farm. So with that in mind, we left off where we were working on our thing here, yeah, with our application. Yeah, so we're working on an application. We needed to learn how to do some basic debugging so that we could figure out what was going on, and it just wasn't working. And so with that, we are going to spend the first part of today. We're going to continue on with this, but we're going to spend the first part trying to figure out how to actually debug in Rust. So with that in mind, let's think about debugging. We have a couple different options, maybe more. We want to be able to learn how to do logging properly in Rust because that's super important for running our applications. And then we also want to be able to use in like Visual Studio Code a debugger. And so let's figure that out. The first thing, let's figure out general logging. So just go up, open over here. And let's see, in Rust, I want to log some output. How can I do that? Just see what it comes up with. Next thing that we want to do is let's cargo run. Let's just do that. Error cannot find. Oh, CD. I had to restart my computer because I was trying to figure things out. Let's do that. That should have worked. So let's do rust back trace equals 1. I think I know what the issue is, and I'm gonna come down here below and do env. Yeah, I know what the issue is. Give me a second. All right, let's see. Crap, I'm gonna have to kill my thing again. Oh well. Okay, cool, that works. So it was the API key. I guess I gotta refresh the API key. I was trying to be sneaky about it, but that didn't work out. Ugh. All right. Man, I'm trying to deal with this audio. I'm trying not to like blast your ears when I get excited, so we'll see how that goes. All right. So awesome. Now we know what that is. So I just don't got to worry about it. I guess maybe every week I should just do that. All right. The interface. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. To log output in Rust, you need to use the log crate along with a logging implementation such as nvlogger. Here's a step-by-step guide. What? You must use the log crate? I mean, logging's not... Is logging not built into Rust? No, logging is not built into Rust itself. It is provided by external crates. The log crate serves as a facade or abstraction layer for various logging implementations, allowing you to write log messages using consistent API regardless of the underlying logging mechanism. To use logging in Rust, you typically add the log crate to your dependencies, and then choose a specific logger implementation, such as envlogger, log4rs. Wow, that's super interesting. Glad I had AI to actually ask that too, because I would have been searching through docs for a long time, trying to figure out how to do logging, and then getting frustrated and going to Google. So good to know, good to learn. All right, so we want to use log and envlogger maybe. So let's do cargo add log and envlogger. So getting those, we updated that. Adding features. I don't know about all these other features. That's interesting. Adding envlogger. Let's just move on. So in this case, we have envlogger init. We need to init a logger. Interesting. Replication logic goes here. And then you can do error, warn. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Use log. Okay. And then Rust log debug, so we can output in the proper debug. There we okay. And when we run, cool. Let's play with this. So we're gonna go to our top of our main. Actually, interesting. Okay. Envlogger init. Okay, and then we want to use envlogger. What was that? No, log. Info error. Okay, that's probably fine. Okay. Okay, I mean, that kind of makes sense. There is a log implementation, and we use a different type of logger. And log provides us the interface to interact with other types of loggers. So based on like this representation, we have the envlogger. And then instead of like log4j, we're using log4rs. So to give us a little more interesting configuration for logging information out. I can totally understand it gives us a lot more information and we can do that thing. So I get that. All right. So let's do some of these statements here. So let's go with, okay, we've been in, so then we're going to do, is it info? Yeah. Info starting up. There we go. And info shutting down. I like it. I like it. Okay. So we have our main, so we should get that information, except we haven't set a log level. So let's see what happens when we run it. And we're going to build it, of course. We've done that. Nope. All right, so if we do, was it Rust log? Yeah. Rust log equals debug. Just do it that way. Now we'll run that. There we go, starting up in an info. Oh, now we're showing debug level things. Request is getting connected. So that's cool to know. We're getting information out of our library. But I don't see the info shutting down. Oh, okay, yeah, because we're returning here because we're doing the video ID to get specific information out. Okay, and yeah, and so the problem we were having was serialization. We wanted to see what was available in there. So in this case, let's do we do error? Let's do debug instead. Let's get rid of error. All right, and then in this case, we want to do debug, and then we want to do boop, 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 video dot snippet dot channel ID dot unwrap. Why does it say format argument must be a string literal? The format, okay. So yeah, this is where we're trying to figure out how to use this. So let's do that. Can we do that? No, I didn't think so. All right. We do, what is a format statement, that. I guess that's, so channel ID would be a string. Let me do this. Format. Actual error occurred. You might be missing a string literal to format with blah. Unwrap. I think because channel ID is an option. Something's wrong, obviously. So we have that. We have debug, open parentheses, format string. Close that. We never close debug again. Okay. Still does not like that. Format argument must be a string literal. Okay. Yeah, so this is where we're doing our string. So string literal, it needs to be kind of our at. So I think if we do maybe an ampersand, maybe it does a, okay. Let's go look at channel ID. Channel ID. Wait, are we doing... Yeah. Channel ID. There's an option string, yep, so we need to unwrap it when we get it. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so it's a string. Okay, how do you convert a string literal? How do you a string to a string literal in Rust? Dot. Let's see. That's what I thought. You could just do that right there. Like, Apparently I was wrong. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. And ampersand. No. You might be missing a string literal. Like, literally, I feel like that's what I'm doing. Video is a video result. Snippet. Okay. Well, that could actually be true. So let's go to video result. Snippet. Go to snippet. Snippet has a channel underscore ID, which is exactly what we should have. And it has a title and a description, but I want the channel. I guess really looking in here, snippet, publish.channel ID, title is some. I wonder if because it's coming back as a none, I wonder if we did... I don't know. Yeah, I wonder. So let's change, just out of curiosity, snippet title. That. It's still not working. Video is a video result. So what if I did video.snippet.title.unwrap? Yeah, I mean, args from there, .video ID, .unwrap, because we're doing it as a string. So if we save. So do here, do build and run, Mox and Vice. Yeah, so like it's getting that specific one and it's getting that information, which is what we're after. So sort of a channel ID. So let's run that. On a none value, right? Okay, can't unwrap on a none. Totally expected that. So I guess the biggest issue is when I do this, I want this, okay. Cannot compile all the way to, do what? I don't think this is gonna work because I did that. What? I could have sworn I did that. Right, okay. Yeah, you can't unpack a none. So if I do, okay, this is a good opportunity to unpack it. Like, okay, let's work on this. Copy. So we would want to unpack on the sum, on the option with the sum or not. Okay. I have this. However, the option for title is, wait. No, I want channel ID. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's where it was blowing up. Should still blow up here. Yeah. For channel ID. However, the option for channel ID returns none, which causes it to throw. I want to use match in this case for the none case and return the string no title or no channel ID. How would I do that? So this is another one of those where we're trying to learn patterns of development. So in this case, interesting. Okay, yeah. Okay. So in this case, like, I don't have a lot of experience in Rust, and so I need to come up with common ways that things are done. In this case, we're wanting to match on it and push out the debug. This is kind of an interesting, let's see, is there another way? Like this is the way I just want to see what else is available pattern-wise that is used. Slog. It's a structured context. Nope. I am not going to go through that because I don't want to overwhelm myself. All right, here we go. So now let's do this. I don't necessarily like this idea because if I was trying to do this for every single field, then it would get very tedious, especially all the debugs. But it should work. I mean, we're matching the result of video and channel ID. We're getting that back, and then on the match, you know, it's like, hey, if it's some and the channel ID, then we output the debug. If it's none, then we output the debug. So let's run it. No channel ID and debug and our YT helper application. Cool. So that is working. So we kind of have some familiarity. We're getting there on that. So I mean, we could do this with a bunch of things to be able to debug. So I feel like we have logging ready. And now we would just go through here and really just put a bunch of log statements, and it would actually kind of throw. In the case of what we were doing, we would actually, I wonder how you would do that. Because I like that one. Like, see, I have a object. No. I have a object / struct that is returned from a call, and I want to output that with a debug statement, but I want it to convert that object / string, object / struct to a string for the output. It would be cool if it would format it, but that is not needed. Okay. All right, cool. So So function format. So channel ID blah, let video. I don't feel like struct video snippet, channel ID, implementation format display for video. Okay, function format FMT is a mutable formatter. So then when we go here, and then when we debug, oh, that is crafty. Wow. That is super cool. So basically, we're adding a I'm not going to attempt to say this, but we're adding a function to video, a FMT function to video, which I guess debug calls, the debug macro calls, and we're overriding what is output whenever we display what it is. So in this case, we're doing channel output, and we can go through there and do all the things. And oh my gosh, that is super duper cool, but not what I wanted to do. Let's not worry about that. I kind of feel like we're figuring things out. I think we know how to log. It's probably not as efficient right now as I would like. But I have to wrap my head around it a little more. Let us, so one of the issues is, so let's go back to the main problem. The main problem at the current time is serializer is not serializing properly. And I don't understand why. And what I need to get to is, what is the, when I call video details here, so you go to definition, when I call video details and I call format string and I get this result, response data Okay, this is where we get the data back. And so this is actually where I need to do the debugging. So if I do print, no, I want to do debug result. Yeah, let's do that. Unwrap.text. Oops. Can I do a result dot copy clone? Can I result dot copy? Let's do let alternate, let mute alternate data equals result dot copy. I guess it doesn't need to be mutable at that point. So then if I do alternate data, I have no idea what's about to happen. Method not found on result. Okay. I have a result. How do I clone slash copy it so that I can't? I have a result and I want to debug. I want to output its contents in a debug statement, but I don't want to prevent it from being used later in the code because it is borrowed. Okay. Let me see here. Let's think this through before we look at the result. So let's kill this. Here we're unwrapping JSON to video response. So we're unwrapping and then we're doing that result. So what if I did whoops. Okay. Let data equals result.unwrap. Result.unwrap would be the raw response, right? So let response data equals JSON formatter, right? Yes. Okay. Now, if I want to come in here, I want to do a debug, and I wanted to do that. Let's see what happens. So here we're unpacking it, we're unwrapping it, let's use the right terms. Then we're going to do something with it for the debug. But then we're doing the final conversion over to the thing instead of doing it all on one line. This is us logicking through how this works. Let's see how it... Cool, cool. Nice. It worked. Some domain, okay. I mean, yeah. It worked. I didn't get the data that I wanted completely. I guess I got a response. So, I mean, that's what was sent along with my awesome API key that I'm going to have to reset after this video. So, I want data dot, can I do JSON? I don't know, let's just see what happens when I do that. Yeah. Uh-huh. Don't understand what to do there. I just want, can we do shared JSON? What is that? Okay, let's see what we did here. Okay, let value equals value.clone. Okay, there goes result. Okay. Wait, okay, back up. Okay. If let, okay. Yeah, that's not really what I was after. Okay, so I'm getting a little closer. Okay, how do you use shared JSON to convert request result to JSON or string, whatever. Let's see what happens. Send await, response JSON did await. It is literally not maybe what I wanted. Print line JSON response is a shared JSON response. What? A shared JSON value. Okay, so that's where they're doing the value here. Okay, and I am doing a response here. So result response. So send and await, and then so the response, and then we're doing, so we're, okay, so this is where it converts it to a value, a JSON shared value. So yeah, what if I did that? JSON, no, use JSON shared value. Oh, okay. Cargo add JSON shared. So shared JSON. Get it the correct way. JSON. So is this unused import? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So here we want to do value. We're still going to have a data borrowed issue over there because we're doing the conversion. We want to do data.copy, copy to W, copy clone. Ooh. I mean, cut, paste. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. No method name clone. Yeah. Yep. That's not gonna work. Let's build, see what happens. Yeah, data value used here after move. All right, so I have this line here. And a debug statement above moved data. How can I get it back? Yeah, so when we do the JSON, it takes ownership. It doesn't. However, if data does not implement clone, you cannot retrieve it afterwards unless it implements the clone trait, and you clone it before calling the method. Yeah, and so that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to clone it, and obviously that didn't work. However, if data does not implement clone, you cannot retrieve it after it has been moved. Instead, you'll need to restructure your code so that you don't need to use data after moving it. If you need to log the response and also use it later, consider cloning data before calling JSON video response if the type supports it. Here's an example of how you might clone data. Okay, so data clone equals data.clone. Awesome, I know that, but it doesn't implement clone. If data does not implement clone, you need to rethink your design to avoid the need to use data after it has been moved. Yeah, so this is where I'm running into the trouble of like, how do you deal with it? And so this is where in Python, like it wouldn't be an issue. And so this is trying to work through the idiosyncrasies of logging and dealing with data. So what this tells me is, I could go down a couple of routes of like, this is probably a poor design for this application. And so I need to rethink it. So let's kind of go down that route a little bit. I have this code. I am wanting to be able to debug and understand what is in the response from a request so that I can try and figure out why JSON deserialization is not working properly. However, the borrow checker is not helping. We'll go with that. How can I restructure the code or something else so that it makes logging easier for debugging? Let's see what comes up with. To debug and understand the contents of the response from a request call without running into borrow checkers, you follow it. First, separate the getting of the response from parsing it into JSON. That's what I tried to do. But I didn't really just go for that far. This way, you can log the raw response text before attempting to deserialize it. Use the text method on the response object to get the response body as a string. This allows you to log the raw response body. After logging, you can then attempt to parse the response body into JSON using shared JSON. Here's how you can modify your code. But that's like literally one of the things that I tried to do. And you're being a pain in the rear. So let's see. New data match result. Okay. Respond. Okay. So responding error, return error, blah. Okay, I don't care. Get the response body. Okay. Let's try this. Data. So here, result. Setting data to the response. Okay. So data equals result dot text. Here, actually, let's just change this. Actually, let's do that for practice. Let response, let's just do mutable. Actually, let's do let response equal match. And then we want to do, yeah, an OK match is response. Debug, error, boxing. Okay, I like it. I like it. Why are you going to error on me? Do you not like me? Let's just save this here. Oh, okay, that's just a element left over. Okay, debug. Okay, so it's going to debug out the error. I like it. I like it. Okay, and then we're going to go down here and we're going to do. So this is actually interesting. So we're doing the match and then we're going to set it to the response there. So let's do let data equals response dot text. Yep. Right? No. Wait. Let response. Yeah. We're kind of doing it a little differently. Okay. And then get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. And then this is a response. Right? Response is a response. Okay. Response data items. Okay, yeah, all kinds of it not working. Okay. Debug data. Response.json moved. Does not need to be mutable. That's what I thought. So we get the response text, which is what we want. And then we're going to try to throw it to the debugger. I don't know that that's going to give us the right response. Let response data, video response, response.json. So in this case, it's doing it's parsing from the response body string, but I don't think that would work. And for grins, let's do. This is where it's super duper annoying, because I need to return the right data type. So what if I did and then for now why did you I don't understand. Let's run it, see what happens. Snippet match. What match video snippet channel ID? Oh yeah, up here. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Let's get rid of that. That's fine, I think. Let's run that. response.json, value used here after move. So what I'm saying, like, let's not even do this. Okay, so it did give us, based on the text, I could have sworn on one of the text bodies, it did not give us this information. However, snippet channel ID is definitely a thing. So we're getting a little bit closer. I don't necessarily like how rough that was. But we are a little closer. Maybe the code is a little bit better at this point. I don't know. So in this case, what if I don't want to use, what if I want to parse the JSON using a, oh, Sarah, okay. I am an idiot. Let's look at this right here. If I would have looked at the comment, it would have made sense. So let response data equals the video response, and we are pulling it from the response body, and then we are going to, let's go back up here, video response, and then this is going to have video response. No. Response data. So there, yeah, it's better unpacked as well. So this would be data, because that's that string up there. It's going to unpack it if there's no error. And then we're going to return that. So now, so when I come up here, video response, print, and let's do debug video. Let's see what we get. Cool. So we get our output here. It did deserialize it, so we get our video response, which is what we're after. Video results, e tag, snippet, published at is none, channel ID is none, title is still some, description is a sum. So for some reason, it's still not deserializing sub parts. Like, but it's getting description and title. Inside of a snippet. Search, thumbnails, snippet. Description and title is an option string. So snippet published at, option string is what I wanted. Channel ID. Let's go up here. No, let's go up and look at our stuff. So we have a snippet published at channel. Oh my gosh. That's what's going on right there. Channel. Okay. Yeah. Did you see it? I did. It's a totally obvious mistake that I missed. And then I'll bet channel title is the same. And then I'll bet, let's see, right? Let's see, title, blah, 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 channel title, yep. Ooh, tags, that's important. I'm gonna have to remember that one. Category ID, yep, live broadcast content. I don't really care about that. Publish time is something I do care about. Potentially. There we go. Cool. Field channel title should have snake case. Structure field channel title should have snake case. Convert identifier. Okay. Thank you. All right. Makes sense as to, I mean, I like it being snake case. I was just trying to verify and get it to work. So I've got to figure out with SARD and its deserialization how to make it convert camel case to snake case, which is totally fine, totally something we should learn. However, I want to pause for a second because we've done a lot with logging. I think we've learned some on how to deal with deserializing data and the borrow checker, some on the match, getting a result and setting it to a variable, and then setting it in return. I think the code is a little bit better now than it was, and I understand it better. So let us do one thing real fast, and that is I want to use the debugger in Visual Studio code. And I mean, I know because that's a viable debugging technique. And so, and I think last time I tried to, create one, but nothing was in here for Rust. And so let's see, what is it? Launch.json for running the debugger for a Rust application. Hopefully, just that's what I was kind of hoping for. Type LDB, I don't know. Okay, let's create. Let's do this for the moment, and we'll knock this one out. And we'll paste this one in. Wait, what was that? Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no, don't care about this, or this, or this. Name, debug, workspace, target, debug. I think is what it is. And then I want to do arguments of query query equals Mox and Vice, and video ID equals that. So now we know our set. We can deal with this a little more. Type LLDB. This is not recognized. In the case of type of LLDB debugger. I apparently don't have the LLDB debugger. Can I use a different one for Rust? If you don't have the LDebugger installed, you can use an alternate debugger for Rust development in Visual Studio. One of the popular is Code LLDB, which is native debugger extension for VS Code based on LLDB. It's specifically tailored for Rust and other languages, providing built-in visualizers for vectors, strings, maps, blah, 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 blah. So search for Code LLDB. Cool. Did not know about that. So let's go to extensions, Code LLDB. There we go, 5.2 million. I think it's been done a few times. Extension is enabled globally. Okay, so now let's save. Let's go over to here. Let's go to here. Now we have it. And I want to put a debugger right there. And a debugger there, and then run. Unable to find executable in home rest. Streaming target. Cancel. Output. No, terminal. PWD. Streaming YT helper. LS. Oh. I think I configured, so YT helper, so workspace and then YT helper there. Let's do, the name is debug YT helper. There we go. That should be good. There we go. Now over here, we have our debuggers in place. It's going to run it. Console is in commands mode. Prefix with what? Launched process exited code 101. Output terminal. Me panicked. Error value not present. Environment variable to display a backtrace. Okay, how? Can I add environment variables to the configuration? Because I think it's starting up a new one. Yeah. That's how I could do it manually. I think I maybe know what the problem is. Might not. Crap, what's going on? Okay. Touch.env. Open code.env. And then I'll come over here. No, env. Env. Copy. Paste. Rust log equals debug. Okay. Launch.json. Okay. So that should be good. Now we'll come back to here and we're going to go with, let's see, env file workspace.env. Cool beans. There we go. Let's try again. That's what it was. Yeah. So now it got it. So now when we come in here, inspect data, we got a whole bunch of stuff. So data, and then that's just going to be a string that's completely unpacked. Response, body, the raw output. Okay, result, raw core result request blocking blah URL. I mean, that's normal. So let's just hop over this. So now we have response body. Body none, timeout, some data enter is the URL serialization, port. So it's not as useful as I was kind of hoping it would be. I mean, it's kind of there. I mean, let's see, let's do response data. Yeah. So we're not in a REPL here. Okay. So I don't think, to be honest, this is as useful as I was hoping it would be. I mean, yeah, I can totally see the variables, which is awesome. URL. The problem is it's showing it as a, an array string, so that's not useful. But I mean, it kind of works. Let's look at static global registers, general advanced vector, floating point. Yep. Data response. See, inner URL body timeout is some. I mean, it's a weak. Yeah, I don't know enough. I don't understand enough to know how this debugger would work properly. I need some more. I need some more information. There might be better ones, but I mean, if you know how to use this, then more power to you, and good luck. In this case, like, I at least have it. I at least know how to do both, and we are moving along. So yeah, so let's stop. Back to terminal. Yep. Let's just run it again, maybe. Oh, yeah. We'll go back to here. Yep, and we get the output. We still have our debug. We still have this debug here. So I think we're good. So, I mean, with that, we've learned a few things. We've learned how to do debugging with we've learned how to debug with the logger. We've learned how to better destructure our data from doing requests so that we can output that information. We've learned how to kind of use this match on a result setup here to be able to return the right thing to a variable, which is also important. I mean, we've made some good strides. We still have a little ways to go. We figured out the problem through all of this process of what was going on, and I think we're making progress. As much as this has been slow, we are making progress, and we will continue this next week. And I am going to have to pre-record next week's to publish that out because I will be going out of town for a work trip. And yeah, so I will see you next week and have a good one.